This one is Arena on Armory against Torvald, Maggie, Val, Tech Sergeant Hank, and Kraken. Let's get that going. Armory, huh? Okay, there we go.
Tech Sergeant on Arena.
What was that?
It's going to be interesting. Tech Sergeant on Arena is going to be interesting.
Yep. At least on the plus side, there's lots of good open areas for his beam, at least.
Yeah.
Good
I've
luck.
done it before.
Pyro. Someone named Chaotic Chameleon, maybe Chameleos, I don't know, says hi.
Hi.
He said hi back. You have a fan. I don't know. Against this matchup, Maggie, Val, Torvald, Tech, Hank, I think Kraken has a little bit of an advantage. Just because you don't have Val and regular Hank. So the problem with Kraken is that Kraken, I think he's got the best domino effect. And what the domino effect is that once somebody goes down, he really capitalizes on it. However, until that first down happens, he takes a tremendous amount of punishment before that happens. However, once that first person goes down, he has good opportunities to body camp or start getting more strikes on other people. So I think that Kraken is a very interesting person or monster for that reason. Just because he's probably the best at the domino effect. But if people are doing good and avoiding damage, Kraken has a hard time dealing with certain line of sight issues. The best way to combat Kraken, ironically enough, is treat the game like a first-person shooter. Imagine that Kraken is the boss, funny enough. And instead of like modern-day first-person shooters with your crappy shields and all that kind of stuff and regen health, think of it as in the old days where you peek around a corner, you shoot people, and then you go back. And that's the best way to deal with Kraken, because Kraken needs line of sight. Lightning has problems going over terrain as fast as going around or on flat terrain. Banshee Mines can't be shot right in your face if he can't see you. So you want to do a lot of pot shots, and then when the Kraken looks at you, then you start moving away and you work on evasive maneuvers while the other three people on your team either keep you alive or do damage to the monster. Okay, so Lightning Strike does miss Medic. Tech Sergeant Hank doing his best to shield the Medic. Very, very important. Harpoon will negate that Aftershock there. Aftershock, a good ability, but one of the easier ones of Kraken's to stop. Sorry about that health reduction. But regular Daisy this time, no flamethrower on it. Isyana, gets stopped down, and it does drop down Val. So now they have 4 people on their team, both with relatively good health, and this is where you really want to focus on the damage from the assault to do as much as possible to punish her for camping Isyana. I'm not sure if Lady Stoneheart CC'd. I'm not too sure. I feel like that Torvald could have been doing a little bit better of a job harassing the monster for camping Val. Personal shield up. There goes the Lightning Strike Banshee combo that Kraken is known for. And here we go. Aftershock should be able to take out Stoneheart now. And now they only have regular Maggie and Tech Sergeant Hank to punish. So they need to do a really, really good job there. Monster taking this time to armor up. They will get the assault back up, but they have a lot of work ahead of them. The Monster is in a pretty good commanding position here. Orbital doing a little bit of damage. Portkey about to go down here, and then all that's going to be left is Maggie. Poor Maggie does get the assault back up. Assault on 2 strikes will be easy to go down. And there we go, a monster trying to follow up. This is actually kind of an awkward dome for the Kraken. There's a lot of kind of loopy areas. Like this area is actually really good to fight Kraken around because there is that line of sight about going across. There you go, monster taking a little bit more damage. It looks like Portkey will not be getting picked up. Might get picked up by Maggie here. Ooh, Maggie picks up support underneath the Kraken's nose. Fantastic job there. The assault is down though. I don't know if the Trapper and support will be able to do that much damage, but they are going to be fighting for their lives. And that harpoon turret, really funny, preventing the monster from feeding there. There we go, here comes the lightning bolt. Misses, and the monster going for the aftershock bomb does go and misses the support there. This is the opportunity for a sneak count, and there is that orbital laser again. Might be able to do a little bit just because the monster is engaged in close quarters. Very good job between these two. These two are doing pretty good mitigating, all things considered. If they had if they're able to dodge like this, while Torvald was doing a massive amount of damage, I think that this would have been a bit more hunter favored. But it does look like the monster is going to squeak out the win here. A really good job on Hank and Maggie for living a long time, but just needed to be a little bit more aggressive in doing damage to Kraken. GG.
Monster wins.
I got me some apple juice. Okay, so my son's party is in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm probably going to be streaming for probably about 2 more hours. That way I have a little bit of time to help set up everything. But it should be good to go. Okay, so a little bit of pecking damage. Monster is going for a bit of armor here. Bryce is not trying to eat food here. It looks like he's trying to take an opportunity to go after. A harpoon turret does stop the monster. Ooh, Orbital is going to hit him a little bit here. If he decides to stick with that aftershock, nice barrage. That orbital laser really punished him for using that aftershock there. Half damage on Daisy was done. Everyone else is relatively full now. It does look like the monster is focusing on Val again. This is a perfect opportunity for Torvald to do as much damage as possible. And I like that Tech Sergeant Hank is focusing more on the laser. I feel that getting a little bit of extra shields in combat is not the greatest. I feel like that he's better suited for punishing the monster. But you never know. I mean, swapping is good, but I feel like the damage done is a little bit better than a little bit of health negated. And there we go. Val is down. Val is crippled. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that cripple thing. I've never really paid attention to accounts before. And there we go. Here we go, perfect opportunity to start blasting the crap out of the monster here, punishing him as much as possible for going after and body camping here. I'd like to see a little bit more aggressive gameplay. And there we go, Val gets up, gets picked up by support. Fantastic job there. That Nomad needs to be careful. I don't know if the Nomad is going to help save the monster or save the hunters. Wildlife is very, very crazy that way. And Val about to go down again. Val very low health here, but they are doing tremendous amounts of damage, and this is how you punish the monster. When the monster is camping. Excuse me. Okay, so the Hunter is in a really good position here. Monster trying to do, and finally gets Val. Now that Val's out of the picture, he's going to try and armor up a little bit. But I like that this team is, in fact, trying to keep a steady supply of damage on the monster. They need to be a little bit careful, but the monster does only have 3 bars of health. They could just go all in and kind of just face tank the monster, and they should be able to win. As long as they don't group up and they just keep hitting those damage, especially with those headshots, I feel that they should be able to. One really solid orbital, and I think it'd be over as well. Here comes a little bit of food. The monster is going to get a little bit of armor there, and there's that 1 bar of armor. That bar of armor is actually worth its weight in gold now, because that actually might be what could decide the fate of this round. I'm not a big fan that the hunters are kind of just staying there. They really kind of need to be aggressive. Because you're basically just buying the monster time to get its cooldown down. Oh, that orbital! That orbital! Really, really good orbital there. Very, very punishing against Aftershock, and because the Kraken channels a lot of abilities. If they can prevent this monster from eating, oh, fantastic job. Torvald, amazing job, and that could actually be the clincher right there, because if the monster got those 2 bars of armor, oh, the monster gets 2 of them. Oh, that is not good. So the monster is getting a lot stronger now. He got his 2 bars of armor back. Looks like he's going for more armor. Hunter's just letting the monster feed right now, and it does look like the monster is going to pull out of this. I do feel that if they just kept chasing the monster, they would have won, but it does look like the monster are in a very commanding position now. Great harpoon jobs by Aramet, good placement. I like the locations. The Salt, Kraken stuck on a harpoon turret. Maggie, like, out of all the trappers, I think Maggie is my most annoying one, because Kraken can get stuck on those things really, really easily. Group up for the hunters there. Remember, you always want to fire the mortars where the monster is going, not where it is. Assault almost about to go down, pops personal shield. There goes the orbital barrage. It will not be enough time. The assault's about to go down, and it'll be only left his port key. Port key will be able to do it. 1.5 bars of health. If the monster did not get those bars of armor, I think that this game would have been GG. Oh, 1 more hit, and that will be GG. Very good attempt. The hunters almost had it. I think they just gave the monster a little too much opportunity to feed up and get those armor, and that makes a big difference in arena matches. Hey, Dad, how's it going?
Battle 3.
Here we go. Ooh, a Tyrant. Elite Tyrant in this dome here. You can kill it to get a health regen. It'll be very interesting to see if that plays a part in this game. The biggest thing about this matchup is, again, remember, you really, really, really want to make sure that the monster doesn't armor up when it's in the arena. Aggressiveness, sometimes it pays not to be aggressive, because Kraken, ironically enough, is also a very good aggressive hunter punisher. But I feel like it would have been a little bit better, and there we go. Orbital does come down. I feel like that would have been saved better for when the monster was in the middle of an aftershock or body camping, but right now, didn't seem to have much of the damage. And right now, he's circle strafing, trying to do damage on a lot of people. Wow, I think 4 people got hit by that aftershock. That's going to be super huge in this combat engagement, because they have Val, who is a single target healer, and it's not going to be Rogue Val, who is a area of effect healer, so to speak. Don't forget Daisy. I know a lot of people ignore Daisy when she's down on the ground. Assault's about to go down here. He's very careful. Oh, here comes the Kraken, capitalizing on this opportunity. Might be able to survive. Very, very good work on the medic here, keeping the Assault alive as long as possible. A lot of punishment going out. And there we go. Oh, 1 strike on the Assault, and it looks like Daisy half health. Daisy is worth reviving from time to time, and I like Portkey going after that. And there we go. Assault popping the shield. Val trying to heal through it as much as possible. Val got sneak pounds. No one's shooting it off. Oh, that's rough. Good attempt by Val to try and get the medic or the assault up. But Val, Portkey, MVP, 2 reses in the dome here, or in the arena here, doing a fantastic job of doing his job, playing support. And that is the name of the game, if you're the support. Monster armor is gone, and 2 bars of health are come. It does look like that the Trapper went AFK or disconnected. And then once more, Daisy gets strike number 2, Maggie gets strike number 1, and a good amount of damage being done. These 3 people, the medic, support, and assault, can win from this stage in the game as long as they're very, very careful about what they're doing. Val trying to heal up Maggie, and nice punishment now. We're seeing a lot more damage punishment now for Kraken trying to camp some of these bodies. Daisy gone from the match now. However, Maggie's still up, probably going to make the monster focus a little too much on that, and the hunters should definitely be poking as much as they possibly can. So here's kind of a little bit of a standoff. Monster not doing a tremendous amount of damage on Maggie. Val healing from afar, but it looks like the monster is going in. Portkey, will Portkey get the res off? Portkey does not get the res off. Gets out of there as fast as possible. Nice dodge of the aftershock, and it does look like that the hunters are in a much more commanding position this time around. Maggie is about to go down permanently, and there she goes. But these three, like I said, don't let it armor up. Don't let it armor up. And they should be able to go ahead and win this game. There we go. Assault's doing a little bit of chip damage. Now remember, there is a tyrant in the middle of the map with the health regen buff. It'll be interesting to see if the hunters ever see it and or use it, or if the monster tries to go for it, doing a little bit of damage. Like that would probably be my goal, just trying to get one bite. But it does look like the hunters see it. They should see it now, so they should be aware of that it is in the dome. And it looks like that the monster... Ooh, monster going to get some armor here. 1 bar of armor, possibly 2. Nope, and it looks like the assault shredding that armor right back. Very good job on Stoneheart for being a bit more aggressive here. And the monster realizing it doesn't have very much more choice. Ooh, that lightning strike. Going after the medic, and this team doing a great job of punishing the monster. It looks like the hunter should take away this as a win. Fantastic job. And there is that orbital punishing that aftershock. And the monster baked, and then you have roasted calamari. GG. Great comeback for the hunters. Let's go ahead and let's see if this is like a best of 5 where the hunters start going from the verge of defeat and go 3-0. Sorry, I've got a little bit of lunch, so I might be a little bit more quiet this time. And I've got something nice and cold for my throat now. Ooh, that's tasty. Okay, here we go. Monster going after Daisy once more. Interesting choice. I think he's worried that Daisy's going to be the combat reser of the group. But Portkey has shown more often than not that he is in a good position to do that for Daisy and can turn invisible. Now that would actually be very scary as a variant that has Daisy be invisible. Medic in big trouble here, near some water, on the ground with a Kraken. Here comes the Aftershock. The Aftershock is going to hit both Torvald and Val. Monster kind of bouncing around. There goes the Medic. Medic almost down to a fraction of health, and this is where the team absolutely has to punish the monster, or they're just going to lose. It's kind of a given that Val is gone, and you're not going to get her up, but you absolutely have to do as much damage as possible. Daisy with the res. Daisy MVP there. Oh my gosh, that was a clutch move for Daisy. And the monster is going to go away. I'm not sure if the monster got stuck on a harpoon, but it didn't seem like he was attacking Val while she was on the ground as well as he could have. Here comes some more mortars, blowing up trees, and the ability for the monster to feed. I really like the Stonehearts being a lot more aggressive. See how it pays off? You definitely can't afford the monster to re-armor and then wait for its cooldowns and attack on its timetable. And there we go. Monster, 3 bars of health. Not looking to see the best. Cooldown reduction on Kraken. Capacity on Torvald. Val has jetpack recharge. Portkey has damage reduction. And then jetpack recharge on Maggie. And of course, Daisy does not take a perk because Baby is a scrub lord. There we go. Monster, this should be GG. Probably get the second strike on Val. Here you go. But it looks like it's going to be a little too late. Monster, 1 bar of health left. And there we go. Focusing Val, trying to do as much as possible. Medic or Hunter's doing a much better job. Looks like that they're working a lot better as a team. They're starting to fulfill their roles a bit better. And they're really punishing the monster. And that's the most important thing, especially against Kraken. You can't have Kraken. Nice interrupt. Amazing. Portkey totally on point today. MVP is definitely Portkey with these clutch reses. And getting that monster off that armor was just a big bonus. And here we go, final. This is for all the enchiladas, folks. Best of 5 comes down to this. Monster won the first 2. Hunters are on a 2-win rise. And let us see who is the determining victor here. There we go. Hunters all grouped up there. One lightning strike could have been very scary from that distance. Monster needs to be very, very careful there. And there goes Val. Val healing the assault. And a lot of them grouped up again. And there is that orbital. Now the orbital, you always want to run through it if you're a hunter. Try and get the monsters punished or whatever. Nice job by the Kraken to actually go underneath. I'm not sure if he did that on purpose, but it did avoid a lot of damage. And those harpoon turrets, man. Maggie frustrates me as to no end as Kraken more than any other trapper. I hate those turrets. Those harpoon turrets are so good. I love them, and I hate them at the same time. And there we go, another miss on the aftershock. Hunter's in a really good position here. They are grouped up quite a lot now, but I do like that they're doing a lot more damage and they're being a lot more aggressive. Daisy, half health. Monster looks like Monster trying to focus after Isyana again. Val scoots out of there. Doing a good job of avoiding there. I think the Monster possibly on tilt here, but doing a great job nonetheless. Doesn't seem to be able to get any kind of a crack into this defense. Now remember what I was talking about with the domino effect, is that Kraken does an amazing job once the first person goes down, but until then, it's really, really hard for the Kraken to make anything work or stick. There we go, Orbital punishing that lightning strike. Stoneheart doing a great job. The Doom of Torvald, ooh, and that Orbital just railing on Pyro, and this looks like it's going to be a Hunter win, unless they do something really, really crazy and get out of formation they can capitalize on. And there we go, 1 bar of health, and it does look like Pyro does give up the ghost. Fantastic job by the Hunters there. GG, some really, really epic close games.
It is dead.
Hunters win.
GG, those were some really intense matches.
Good game.
Definitely have to call out Portkey. Probably MVP. You got some really clutch reses, especially that third or fourth one. I want to say it was the third arena match. And then just chipping the monster off right when it was trying to take a bite several times. So really good job.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go ahead and get the next match set up.